Hey Internet people! Good morning. It was 5 a.m. It was cold out. Not too cold. It was just below freezing. The ice in my drink made it feel colder than it was. My head had just hit the pavement. Time didn't feel like it was passing right. The most important thing in my mind was that the car coming up the road didn't stop to see if I was okay. I felt embarrassed laying on the ground like that, but I couldn't get up. It's like the guy from earlier had predicted this moment. At the McDonald's, he was loud and boisterous. He did a poor job of ordering an obscene amount of food. 2 large fries, he balked. And 2 Big Macs. And 2 large fries. The guy at the counter responded, so 4 large fries? Yeah, sure! He bellowed laughter and pat the homeless man he was with on the back, before giving him $30 in food and cash. He picked up 2 huge bags filled with food. He treated them like free weights, flexing like a bodybuilder. Oh man! He lifted the bags into the air. I am gonna have a huge McDonald's poop tomorrow! My friend and I were his only audience. We all knew it, but no one acknowledged it. We took our greasy food and left. The car had passed without incident. The ground felt cold. It was peaceful. Natural. The smell of the snow was brisk and fresh. The slippery ice I'd fallen on so smooth and pristine. Earlier my friend had dropped me off at the bus station, but there were no buses. I didn't realize it was a holiday. No buses for hours. I wrestled with the decision to try to walk to the train. It was an hour away. I wasn't sure if I would make it. Why didn't I call a taxi? How could I have done this to myself? Something terrible happens to you when your head hits pavement. At best, you're slightly dazed. You hope that no one saw you. And if they did, you do your damn best to get up and keep walking as fast as you can. Kind of like a cat. Worse is if you get a concussion and need to go to the hospital. Worse still is if you fall and break something and die. And the absolute worst is when you fall, hit your head, and the impact literally causes shit to fly out of you. And that is the story about how I abandoned a pair of underwear on the ground in the middle of an industrial area in southeast Edmonton. Hello Internet people! This is a video. That was a nice story. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's read comments from a video that wasn't the last Internet People video. While I try to completely and utterly forget that I told that story, MCY Plays says, The North Borders is so damn good. Not that I expected anything else from Bonobo. The North Borders is an amazing album by Bonobo. It's really fucking great. Oh, by the way, shit that's happening on this screen right now, it is delicious and beautiful and blinking skybox for some reason. You'll also notice that I've zoomed in a little bit, so that you don't have to see the things on the top and the bottom that are constantly flickering. It's quite horrible. North Borders is an amazing Bonobo album. Go buy it. Just, I don't know, Google Bonobo. There's a sample of it if you watch that birthday video that I uploaded and nobody watched. Hope Awesome Megaballs watched it. It's an Awesome Megaballs birthday video. Some people say happy birthday, Stanley Yelnats. How come you never ever play Blast Corps? Blast Corps is, or Blast Corps, as people who aren't educated say. Blast Corps is a fucking awesome game. It's like a rare classic. It was made by 3 guys from what I understand. Oh, shit. Shit. This on the screen right now, most awesome shit ever. You'll see. You know what? I won't even talk about it. You guys can just watch it. I guess I should probably go grab the comments from Internet People, episode 38. Tacoby says, Happy Easter. Oh, well, thanks. Happy Easter to you, too. I don't know why that's at all related to anything. Why is there no all comments button? Oh, there it is at the top. Let's start at the bottom with Mr. Mike Norris. Do I know who you are? Max US. Why? Max US. Year 3000. Whoa. Hello. It's very difficult to things because your comments aren't in order. Oh, they're in reverse order. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Mike Norris. I was interested to hear about the Canadian health system. It sounds almost identical to the NHS here in the UK, and I guess that might make sense considering some of the shared heritage. From what I understand, the NHS and the Canadian healthcare system were developed asynchronously in that... Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they were sort of around, but I don't think there's any heritage shared there. I just think that the health systems tend to just become like that. Anyway, also with the discussion on the facts that are not actually true despite being accepted by the general public. Were we talking about that last time? I don't remember. That was a week ago, and I do these things while I'm incredibly sleepy, like immediately before I go to sleep. So, you know, can't remember anything. Jesus Christ. There's a great list on Wikipedia. Google Wikipedia misconceptions, including some things that I even thought were true myself. The thing about cracking knuckles is probably the most common. Well then, we're gonna have to Google search Wikipedia misconceptions. Typey. List of common okay, look at that. Let's list some of these. I don't care about history. Food and cooking. Searing meat does not seal in moisture, and usually causes meat to lose moisture. Yeah, I knew that. MSG has a widespread reputation for triggering migraine headache exacerbations, but there are no consistent data to support this relationship. Oh, I knew that too. The now discontinued Twinkie does not have an infinite shelf life. It has a listed shelf life of approximately 25 days, and generally remains on a storage shelf for only 7 to 10 days. Yes, Twinkies will look like they're good, but it's kind of like a banana, where on the outside they look reasonably okay, but then on the inside they become putrid. Like disgustingly putrid, because they have moisture in them. They're quite a moist food. Things that have a longer shelf life are more like a McDonald's hamburger. For instance, won't go bad, not because it's made of things that are terrible for you, but because it doesn't have any moisture in it, and bacteria needs moisture to survive. Yes, interesting facts for you. That wasn't from this. I just knew that. Scroll down a little bit. Evolution. The word theory in the theory of evolution does not imply mainstream scientific doubt regarding its validity. The concepts of theory and hypothesis have specific meanings in a scientific context. Etc., etc., etc. Yeah, I knew that. Look at all this stuff that I know. Disease. Stress plays a relatively minor role in hypertension, contrary to common belief. Specific relaxation therapies are not supported by the evidence. Oh, well, I didn't know that. I also don't care to know that. I don't know why I'm still reading this. Mike Norris also wanted to ask about my favorite games from the PlayStation/Nintendo 64 era. The reboot game, since you seem to have a preference for them. Your Let's Plays are anything to go by. I have very fond memories of losing many hours to GoldenEye, and even recorded speedruns on VHS as tutorials to help friends unlock the time-sensitive cheat modes. Braver days. Finally! I don't really drink diet beverages because I am to die young and fat, and only really use them out of necessity for mixing alcoholic drinks. By which the point of beverage itself doesn't really matter. Let's talk about that. Let's go back to Nintendo 64. Favorite games from the PlayStation/Nintendo 64 era. Top of the list, Aiden Chronicles. Second on the list, I don't know, Star Fox. Third on the list, Aiden Chronicles again. Actually, I missed out on the PlayStation era. Look at that flickering sky. I missed out on the PlayStation. Like, I had a friend with a PlayStation, and the only game I really played for any extended period of time on it was the hit RPG Legend of Dragoon, which is actually a pretty good game. Like, it's fun in that it's good. Like, it's just like it has a really hokey plot, but like the battle mechanic is good and the plot is enough to keep me entertained. Let's see. I'm just going to go down the alphabetical list and just sort of see any that kind of pop out at me. Aiden Chronicles, of course, near the top. B. Blast Corps, which you saw in that other video that you should have all watched because it was only 2 minutes. It's kind of a stupid video, actually. I don't feel bad for no one watching it. Clay Fighter 63 1/3. That game was shit, but it was sure fun. No, it wasn't. It was one of those games you played with your friends. Chameleon Twist, that game was alright. Cruisin' USA. There's a Let's Play of Chips and I playing Cruisin' USA. It's in the playlist Ryan and Chips play Nintendo 64 racing games. Diddy Kong Racing is fantastic, but it's not Let's Play. I tried doing a Let's Play of it, doesn't work. Elmo's Letter Adventure and Elmo's Number Journey, those are quality games. Oh, by the way, this whole thing that's happening on the screen right now, completely not important because I'm not doing anything that they're saying. Extreme G is great. There's lots of great games in this list. I'm just gonna scroll down to the bottom. It's on the bottom. World Driver Championship. Yeah, that game's great. Okay. There you go. There's a list of good games. The simple fact of the matter is the games that you are seeing or the games that I make a video of, those are the games that are good. Like that Aiden video I did. That's, you know, these Zelda ones, the Blast Core one. Like those are the games that are great on the Nintendo 64. Maybe that's just what I should do. I should yeah, I should just play Nintendo 64, all the Nintendo 64 games that I like. Maybe some Nintendo 64 games that I hate, and then that'll just be my channel for the rest of anything. Let's see. As a kid, Mike Norris was addicted to Pepsi Max, which is about the closest to diet anything I drank out of choice. Look at that fucking awesome shit that I just pulled. Look, I just killed that guy. How did I do that? Magic. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, as a kid, Mike Norris was addicted to Pepsi Max, which is about the closest to diet anything I drank out of choice, but mainly because the combination of sweeteners seemed to send me into a hyperactive overdrive. Fun times. This went on longer than I planned. Speaking of misconceptions, sugar doesn't do that. It only has a placebo effect. It don't actually makes people hyperactive. Anyway, Mike Norris also asks, what is your favorite Zelda game? Mine is probably a toss-up between Majora's Mask for its atmosphere and the general quirkiness, and Wind Waker because I fucking love sailing. One, sailing was shit. Sailing in Wind Waker was the fucking worst thing, and I hated it. I 100% hated sailing. Like, seriously, it was so awful. I like the idea of discovering things with it, but it was just so boring. It was just so easily boring. But okay, let's rank the Zeldas. If I were to rank the Zeldas from top to bottom, from ones that I liked to ones that I hated, out of the ones I played, by the way, I never got into any of the 2D Zelda. Oh, by the way, emulator died here. I eventually fixed the graphical problem. I think that's right. I get sick of it here, stand there, fix my issue, and there you go, look at that, this guy's not flashing anymore. Great, it comes back later. Okay. Best Zelda, ooh, 3D Zeldas, by the way. And by 3D Zeldas, I mean not Skyward Sword, because I didn't play that, so I'm really only just ranking 4 Zeldas. Majora's Mask, no, okay. Okay, playing them, or actually playing through them again, Ocarina of Time is on top, and then Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess. Swap Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess. Yeah. Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask. I hate replaying Majora's Mask. However, thinking about them and the experience of doing it the first time, Majora's Mask easily on top, and then Wind Waker, then Ocarina of Time, and then Twilight Princess. Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess can easily swap, so I think they're both kind of... Thing is, okay, I know that I probably make someone mad, but I'm not, like, let's put it this way. 3D Zeldas, they're not, like, you can't, there's not a bad one, right? Like, from what I understand, like, I've never played Skyward Sword, but from what I understand, Skyward Sword is great, but it's not, like, how should I put this? Skyward Sword is the worst of the Zeldas, but you can't have a bad Zelda, is the general gist of it. Is that correct? Someone tell me if that's correct. Maybe, should I play Skyward Sword? Should I get a Wii and play Skyward Sword? I'm not going to do that. Anyway. M2I plays. Props to Takobi for the Monty Python reference. I'm obliged to appreciate that, as I'm British. That's great. M2I plays, who are my favorite. I don't think I like Monty Python. Although Aiden Chronicles and Dark Souls are two very different beasts, M2Y Plays goes on to say, I was commenting more on our love for the games than on our ability to bring them up in conversation far too much. Yeah, you know who brings up stuff in conversation far too much? This fucking guy from Aiden Chronicles. On that note, Dark Souls is literally the perfect example of a game where you cannot be sure of the truth. Can't go into any more detail on that, as it could spoil the storyline for anyone reading this, but if you're interested, watch some of Epic Name Bro's lore videos. That's an epic name, bro. Good to hear that you're interested in playing it. I think its difficulty is overstated if that's a major obstacle for you. But nonetheless, I would recommend it as more of a game to play for yourself than to Let's Play, as it does require some concentration. I'll try to stop clogging up your comment sections with my opinions on Dark Souls for a while now. Oh, go ahead. I'll read them and then gloss over them. I'm quite envious of the Canadian healthcare system. Wait, no, let's not talk. Let's talk about Dark Souls for a little bit. Let's talk about difficulty in games. Oh, actually, no. Let's not talk about difficulty in games. I just have a question for you. I want to start a discussion about games that are hard, and I want to know if you think that GTA is hard. That was one thing that surprised me. Oh, by the way, look, a boss battle from Ocarina of Time. Chips will tell me about myself when it comes to video games, and he said something along the lines of how I don't like hard games. Except for GTA. And I wasn't aware that GTA was difficult, and I want to get your opinions on it. Because I'm assuming that the vast majority of you, and by vast majority, you know, of the 40 people that watch this, is like, I don't know, like half, have played GTA, especially like 4 or San Andreas. Especially San Andreas. I think San Andreas has a good chunk of difficult missions in it. Is it hard? Are these games hard? Because these are the sorts of games, like in San Andreas, I can guarantee you, oh, in that one fucking Vice City mission where I only actually tried it like 3 or 4 times, like at the most. How hard are these games? Because I feel like Chips told me that I like games except for or hard games except for GTA, and I just like I don't understand. Like that's a hard game. No, mostly I'm just bragging that, oh, look at how good I am at GTA, but no, but I'm like legitimately curious as to how difficult you think GTA is. And also, bring up other difficult games that you like. And I'll talk about them. Let's talk about difficult games. I like difficult games. No, I don't. Anyway. I'm quite envious of the Canadian healthcare system now that our pathetic MCY plays elaborates. Excuse for a government seems to be intent on pulling the NHS apart at the seams. Oh man, I have a Canadian friend at university with me who frequently extols the virtues of your liberal country, though I have a feeling you may be overstating it. Am I right in thinking Canada has a conservative government also? On that note, diet soft drinks don't really concern me, blah blah blah, okay. Yes. Canada currently has a conservative government. However, there's a couple things. We are currently led by King Harper. I fucking love that. There was it's become common on terrible internet message boards to refer to our Prime Minister Stephen Harper as King Harper because he kind of runs Canada like a kingdom rather than a democracy. Stuff like privacy and whatnot. Like he isn't as transparent as previous governments were about the inner workings of his government. Everyone kind of has to toe a party line rather than like in previous governments you may have had like ministers who would kind of say shit and just sort of be like they could maybe be a bit of a loose cannon, which just doesn't happen anymore. Everyone is always just reiterating what appears to be what's coming straight out of Prime Minister Harper's mouth, which is fine, you know, he's controlling the message, making sure everything's consistent, whatever, it's fine. However, but that kind of gives you an idea, he's kind of a strict guy. And I remember seeing a thing, like kind of this weird back room, like super weird conservative thing of him. I think like in a plane hangar. It was just weird. He said something along the lines of it was like 10 years ago when he was part of the super crazy religious party, the head of that, I think. And he was talking about how it was kind of like a chant thing, like something out of the United States where, man, when we get into power, we are going to redefine marriage as between a man and a woman! And then, it just sort of got crazy applause, and it was really disturbing, actually. As a gay person, watching that happen with anyone, it was just weird, right? Like, that's not really what you expect, but like, now, what ended up happening is he actually managed to form a government, like who would have thought, but he did the 100% correct thing, because both these things come up, you know, conservatives in the government. We're talking politics, probably shouldn't be doing this. Conservatives in the government, and both of these things came up. It was like abortion, gay marriage, and healthcare, and like we learned that it is fucking political suicide to hate any of those in Canada. And he's like, no, 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 everything's gonna stay exactly the way it is. Please don't vote us out, sort of thing. So that's where we stand on that, which is good, right? But it's like when such a big population is for those things, it's good, and it really, like, you just have to deal with government, you know, doing other terrible things. Whatever. I'm not conservative, and we're not going to talk politics anymore unless you want to. If you do, let's talk about politics. Post a giant political message. Right. MCY Blaze also can't afford to eat thanks to the toffs in Westminster who exist only to serve the rich. Full fat all the way. I can eat. Oh, you know what? If I work like a minimum wage job and I have an apartment where I'm not sharing with anyone and I can afford to eat vegetables every day, so can you. Mostly because vegetables are fucking cheap. Like the vegetables nobody really wants to eat, like broccoli. Jesus Christ, man. Broccoli. It's the cheapest fucking vegetable. I buy like 3 or 4 pounds of fucking broccoli a week for like, and then I just eat broccoli all the time for like, I don't know, like $5. It's so cheap. I could just so much broccoli. I don't even cook it. I just like rinse it off and just eat it. Oh, Asher Yamagia doesn't really drink diet soda very often. Instead, he prefers the crisp, refreshing taste of brisk iced tea. I hate brisk iced tea. I much prefer, if I'm drinking a sugary iced tea, my favorite is Arizona. It's delicious. It is. I just had some actually. I don't get it in the can though. I usually get it in the bottle. So I use the bottle afterwards. So I only really get it like once, like every 2 or 3 weeks. The bottled one is so expensive. You know, you can get the cans for like $1. The bottles are like $3. I think that's just Canadian pricing. Everything's more expensive here. Yeah, exactly. If I can afford to eat vegetables and everything's more expensive here... Oh, wait, no. You said you lived in the UK. I'm sorry for that noise. Yeah. Okay. Asher Yamat, yeah? Or Yatmaya. I should probably learn how to pronounce the people's names when I am talking. What is going on the screen right now? I wonder if there's furry porn of this guy. I feel like there definitely is. Why would I think that? That's weird. By the way, what are pant legs and where can I get them? They're the pants. Just cut up some pants. Concerning your L.A. Noire LP, Asher Yanaya also says, what is it that you don't like about the game? What don't I like about L.A. Noire? I don't like that I have to think about things to say about it while I'm playing it, while I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, is the biggest thing. I think that it is not a bad game, but it's like, and there's also not a lot of stuff where you can comment on it. Like, the game isn't funny at all, and the events aren't they're very difficult to construe as funny. So I think that's, I don't know. There's something about it. It doesn't seem to translate well to my style of Let's Play. Like, because I really have the two styles. I have where I'm playing a game and I'm just commenting sarcastically on the things that are happening, usually because the things that are happening are humorous. They're legitimately humorous things happening. For instance, in Call of Cthulhu, there's fucking spots like that fucking everywhere where something absurd happens, and I just kind of talk about it a little bit more. Or the second style, which is like your Morrowind and your Oblivion style, where I'm just role-playing the blank character, and it's just a little bit more kind of genuine. And with L.A. Noire, I can't roleplay the character because I fucking can't stand Cole. Like, he is a terrible human being. Hey, look, I got the Postman's hat. The Postman's hat. The Postman's hat, my black and white cap. This is black and red. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Black and yellow taxi cab. Man, that's a good video. Oh, looks, I'm gonna steal people's mail. I'm a horrible human being. Um, anyway, so yeah, so there's those two things. But in L.A. Noire, like I said, I can't embody the character, and there's just nothing funny to talk about. So that's what I don't like about it. I think I could probably do better if I was post commenting on it. The game is fine. It's just not as good as the other games that I have on my list. Like, I would much rather play Darksiders than L.A. Noire, because Darksiders is just fun to play. Even though Darksiders isn't, like, it's a pretty good game, but it's not. It's no Zelda, let me tell you. Anyway, there's lots of comments, gotta keep going, especially Jacoby. Look at this book he wrote. Yabasaya. Hello. So what is your opinions of LPs and their effect? Use the wrong effect there. On the future of gaming, do you think all LPs will continue to grow in popularity? Also, I fancy Coke Zero. Oh, I like Coke Zero. Why are we talking about diet sodas? Why did I make that a topic of conversation? My opinion on LPs. LPs are awful. No. LPs are actually good. I like the idea of them. However, there's too many bad ones. It's too easy to make them. And I'm saying this with a grain of salt because I guarantee I have bad LPs on my channel. But at least I know what I'm doing, and I know what I want to upload, and I know I just upload what I like. But there's just so much stuff that's just awful and unwatchable. Like all the poor people who upload hundreds of videos and each of them gets like 11 views. Like, that's sad, right? And it's like not because the videos are like, and it's sometimes, like most often, it's just because the videos are just bad, and like they're objectively bad. There's problems with them, audio, video problems, that sort of thing. But like for popular LP channels, most of them are fine. But as far as they affect gaming, good. From what I understand, it's the same thing like how when people pirate music, like it actually, more people will watch the videos and then play the game than people that will watch the videos and then not play the game because they watched the video, if that makes any sense. Or the people that watch the video and not play the game are the sort of people who would never watch the video or play the game in the first place. So that's my opinion on that. Best97 asks if I'll play Zork. Fuck you, no. I'm not playing that. Maybe not for the internet. Oh, maybe I should play it for the internet. That sounds great. Jacoby. My favorite diet soda. Does Coke Zero count? Yes, it does. That's a fantastic choice. No, it's not. Diet Coke is better than Coke Zero. It actually has a flavor all on its own, like it's legit a good flavor. Diet Coke, whereas Coke Zero is just like, it's just aspartame Coke. My informations on the main plotline of Morrowind have made me curious. I would love to see you delving deeper into the main questline and playing more of it. Perhaps it would be a good question of the week, asking your fans if they want to see more of the main questline. Yes! Answer that. Do you want to see more of the main questline? I've kind of half decided already that I'm going to be doing the main questline. Not right away. I have to do it later because it has to go at the end, because I need to do that in order to do the end of the Furry Broughton questline. Anyway. Let's scroll up to the top of your things. Indeed, Skyrim is, as M2Y Plays rightly said, a shallow disappointment compared to Oblivion. If you compare the respective Dark Brotherhood questlines from those games, the decline of love and effort that went into character and story design becomes clear. The story design in Skyrim is better. The writing of the plot is a lot better, but the characters aren't as loved. Like it seems like they just were like, hey, what are some wacky things we can put in this sort of thing, and it's quite sad. Anyway. In Oblivion, for example, the fall of the Brotherhood is being presented as a result of the inherent values and structures of the organization. Paranoid secrecy, a strict, unquestioned authoritarian hierarchy, and a literal fanatical worship of death. Yes, I agree. I also level the small ideological metaphors, as Jacoby continues to say, analogies and allegories that they have woven into the plot. The Brotherhood seems to be an allegorical allusion to the modern patchwork family, and now according to the view of the folks at Bethesda, these families by will/choice are inferior to natural, nuclear families. The members of the Brotherhood frequently talk about fraternal solidarity, and how they all feel all snuggy in the sanctuary, only to get brutally murdered by the player. And the player also slays a real, literal, natural family, the Draconis family, in cold blood. So Bethesda lets the fake family slaughter the real, natural one, the Brotherhood, the fake patchwork family, and by extension the player take over the role of the literal destroyer of the white, happy, natural, heterosexual, and heteronormative nuclear family, embodied by Mother Draconis and her children. One of those children even works as a guard, the embodiment of law and order, the heteronormative nuclear family, embodied by Mother Draconis and her children. Oh, I'm just reading that over again. Oh, you typed it over again. Gosh, you're horrible. The Dark Brotherhood, and you know what? I'm just gonna say something. I'm pretty sure you're reading way too much into that. I'm pretty sure they just wanted to gross you out by making you kill people who are like super like adorable and great human beings. Like I'm 100% sure that's the reason for that. Anyway. The Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion is, through storytelling and mission design, being constructed as the ultimate other and utterly evil, not only because it slaughters people, but it literally wants to kill society, turn order into disorder, and to corrupt the status quo. Parallels between the Dark Brotherhood and the Mythic Dawn may also be drawn. One sect of chaos the player is obliged to destroy, the other he is free to join, making such a decision especially questionable. Also, the Brotherhood questline in Oblivion builds up a strong contrast between a good mother figure, the real natural Matthew Bellamont, or mother of Matthew Bellamont, whose mummified remains he keeps in his vault beneath the lighthouse, and whose death made him snap and almost destroy the Brotherhood, and a bad mother figure, the Night Mother, who not only thinks that the entire carnage is alright, but also doesn't care for her children like a good mother is supposed to do, and expresses complete disdain for all her fallen children because they were not strong enough. So the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion is not only portrayed as being completely fanatic and evil, it is the complete other, a threat to order itself, and everything that is sacred, it is chaos. All of this makes the tough moral choices the player faces understandable. He wanted to join a completely evil cult of death, after all, the questline says. Let him feel it. The Skyrim Brotherhood, in comparison, almost seems like a Sunday picnic. Most of your targets are not very likable characters, I know, right? So there are no tough choices to make. The main goal, the death of the Emperor, is certainly certain early on, greatly restricting the plot, unlike the exciting plot twists in Oblivion. There are plot twists, but the thing is, there are plot twists, and they mostly involve the Brotherhood and the Brotherhood in Skyrim, because it does exist. It just isn't as good, like because the characters aren't as lovable. For whatever reason. I don't know. The Brotherhood doesn't go down because of its inner contradictions, but because a slutty female who constantly wiggers her bootay, oh yeah, right, in your face, chooses to betray it out of envy and jealousy. In Skyrim, like in Oblivion, two female archetypes are contrasted against each other. The old patriarchal contrast of mother and whore, the whore being Astrid and the mother disturbingly the Night Mother, who in Skyrim nurtures the player and even symbolically embraces him at one point and protects him from death at another. He is literally in his mother's arms. The Night Mother was the bad mother in Oblivion. In Skyrim, she is the good mother despite her evilness. Together with the sluttiness of Astrid, this adds to an idea of womanhood in Skyrim, which is quite disturbing and downright sexist. The Dark Brotherhood questline of Oblivion tells a tale of ruin. The one of Skyrim, a tale of rebirth. Regarding the evilness of that organization is quite disturbing. Okay. Let's talk about this. I know the video is over, but let's just chat about shiz forever and ever. Yeah, no. Actually, no. You just said everything correct. Except I don't, yeah, like the whole concept of the Dark Brotherhood being actually evil in Oblivion is just way better. In Skyrim is just, I don't know. The idea of yeah, you know what? I can't even add anything. Everything I want to add, you just said. So, let's make that an episode. Thanks for watching and listening to this last, like, 3 minutes, which had no video to go with it. I love all of you, and I am glad I'm actually going to get to upload one of these on Friday rather than Saturday. And I'm looking around my house for another question for you to ask. How do you feel about the GameCube controller? Leave your comments in the comment box. That's where they go. Don't you fucking know how to use YouTube? It's comment box. You type shit into it. You push enter and then it posts it. And I can read it on the next thing. Yay! Next episode, Icona, Canyon, maybe Stone Tower. I don't know. This video feels really short. Oh! Before we go, I did a channel video, and it's pretty fucking sweet. There's a visual effect that doesn't render very well when YouTube compressed it, so that's great. It's very spammy. Made my mood didn't like it. Or maybe he did, I don't know. You can't tell sarcasm on the internet. Why is this video still happening?